It's Carter, man. It is Thursday. Thursday. I think it's October 12th, 2 days after Columbus Day. Columbus Day, not Indigenous Peoples Day. There's no such thing. It's an Italian day, okay, for my people. My mother's from Reggio Calabria, the Hardheads. So it's 2 days after Columbus Day. And a couple of things I want to talk to you about. The main thing is this whole thing with the House race for the Speaker. I just did a radio interview for it. I got interviewed on radio about it. But before I get to that, very briefly, you know, I got to say something. I got to say something important here. I'm hearing even from some of the podcasts where I like the people, a discussion of the Hamas incursion, an invasion and a massacre of innocent people is not an incursion, okay? And they're discussing, you have to understand the background. I don't have to understand a damn thing. All I need to understand is a bunch of savages slaughtered innocent people in the worst way possible. They had the Hamas 3M procedures there that they molest, murder, and mutilate, and then throw in an R, for the raping. Okay, so look, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this as your friend. If in your mind you are playing back and forth some sort of equivalency or studying the background, you need to go back and study the scriptures about good and evil. Okay, good and evil. The Israelis, the innocent, more than 1,000 innocent Israelis, men, women, children, babies, they slaughtered little babies. They are the innocent, they are the good. Hamas, the Palestinians, are the evil. If you can't get that through your head, I think you need to go to a very lengthy prayer meeting and do a lot of scripture studying about good and evil. Okay, enough. I don't know what else to say. So let's get to this House race that I had the radio interview about today. Scalise, the radio interviewer, Rachel, asked me about Scalise. Let me see now. I think he is kind of interchangeable, isn't he, with Boehner, Ryan, and McCarthy. Boehner, Ryan, McCarthy, and Scalise, they are an interchangeable. They form a quartet, and they'd sing the same notes. Okay, that's all they are. They were all career politicians. Okay, this Scalise. If anybody's listening from Republican leadership, can you get your head straight? Can you get your head straight? You see this street here? This is all working people. Working people. Now, I know if you're a politician, the word work is very strange to you because you play politics. These people work at a job. Scalise, like McCarthy before and Boehner and the other bum there, Ryan, never had a real job in their lives. Scalise literally has never worked in a real world job. He's been in Congress for 16 years. Okay? He's a career politician, a tax parasite. We don't need another one of those. How about some leadership for a change? I think there's this Brian Donnell, the black guy, I think maybe from Georgia. Try him. There's a little change of pace for you. Try a guy who's actually had a job in his life. All right? Scalise. I went through some of his bills that he has sponsored. He sponsored the eavesdropping bill. Got 3 co-sponsors, okay? Says something about that social media shouldn't eavesdrop. 3 co-sponsors. Is this a leader? Stop it. American Energy First got 2 co-sponsors. Then he keeps introducing something called the Modern Television Act. He gets about 4 or 5 sponsors. So this is a guy who's supposed to be a leader. There are 200 Republican House members. He can get 4 or 5 sponsors. And with a stupid damn bill about whether cable companies should be allowed to access another feed from. These people don't care about that. They would like a tax cut. They would like to get government off their back and leave them alone. But Scalise wouldn't, because that's how he makes his living. He's a government factotum, okay? Factotum, by the way, who on a salary over the last 16 years, a career politician, has amassed a fortune of $4 million. Oh, stop, please. I was in Starbucks the other day, a guy was working hanging window blinds. Somehow politics came up and he said, be nice if they just stopped stealing all the money. $4 million on the income of $170,000 a year. Okay. Look, enough's enough. The politicians, the Republicans, if they want to have any credibility, put somebody in there who actually worked for a living. Put somebody in there who hasn't mysteriously gotten rich. Put somebody in there who's not a tax parasite. Put somebody in there who, when he introduces a bill, can get some co-sponsors, and who introduces some bills that to reduce taxes, to bring back manufacturing, to stop giving money to the grifter little dictator Zelensky. Okay, come on, how about some of these things that are kind of important to real people? Okay? How about one of those kind of people for a leader? I know there ain't many of them in Washington, but surely they can kick over enough rocks among the Republican majority to find one. Again, Byron McDonald. If not, bring in Trump. Saw somebody today on Free Republic say, but wrote that Trump doesn't have any legislative experience. Good. I don't want any legislation, so I don't need any legislative experience. Folks, the government is totally broken. I told them this on the radio interview today. Totally broken. It doesn't need to be just reformed. It needs to be salvaged. Salvaged, okay? And totally reprogrammed with term limits, by the way, with salary caps, the whole 9 yards. And also no outside investments where somebody gets $4 million on a salary of $170 a year, of which he brings home half. Nobody's that good of an investor, so stop it. Without a little chicanery. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where we are. Look, we need at constitutionalrightspact.com, we're taking the lead on fighting back to totally reprogram government, top to bottom, dismantle, rebuild the way the founding fathers intended it to be. So come on over and join us, constitutionalrightspact.com, constitutionalrightspact.com, and together, let's do this thing.